If you've been wanting to declutter your house, but you're just not sure where to start and it all feels like too much, then this video is for you. A while back, I made a video called 1 Minute Decluttering, and people loved it so much that I made another one and then another one. And this video is yet another one in that series of 1 minute decluttering videos. Now, you don't have to watch them all in order. So if you've landed here, that means this is where you're meant to be and you are right in the right place. So let me explain what 1 minute decluttering is. And if you want to skip this part, if you've already been here before, you can check the timestamps down below and just skip to the part where we get started. 1 minute decluttering is simply the act of deciding what am I keeping and what am I letting go of. It is not cleaning and it is not organizing. I will walk you through 20 areas in your home and we're going to declutter each of those areas for just 1 minute. I will keep time for you on my cute little pink timer so that you're not overwhelmed or distracted. I will talk you through everything so you don't even have to worry about where to go next, because a lot of times the hard part about decluttering is knowing where to start and what to do. So I'm going to take all the guesswork out of it for you. Now, the purpose of the timer is not so that you feel rushed. It is to give you permission to stop when the timer beeps. If you don't want to stop and you'd rather just pause the video and keep working on that area, that is totally fine. I'm going to call out these 20 categories and talk you through them, but if we come to a category where you don't have clutter in that category, feel free to work on something else during that minute instead. The main thing is to keep moving and keep up that momentum so that you don't get stuck and you don't get overwhelmed. You don't need anything special for this video. All you need is something to hold your garbage and something to hold your donations. That is it. I will help you with everything else, and I can't wait to help you get started with 1 minute decluttering. Let's go. The first area that we're going to declutter is a hotspot or a drop zone, or some people call it the put it here for now pile. It tends to be by your door where people come in and drop things and keep going. Stuff accumulates there. And so I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute while I help you declutter this area. Here we go. So in this area by your door, this hotspot or drop zone or whatever you want to call it, we are first going to scan the area for obvious garbage. So we're going to look and see, is there anything here that is obviously garbage? Are there food wrappers? Are there empty containers that need to go in the garbage? Are there wadded up pieces of paper or receipts or gum wrappers or Kleenex or anything like that? Is there anything that is used up, like a used up chapstick? Or is there a broken pair of sunglasses? Is there anything that is probably never going to find its home again, like a stray sock that has lost its mate or a stray mitten or glove? Anything that doesn't belong in this area, we are making some quick wins. We're putting stuff straight into the garbage bag, or if it still has some good life in it, you can put it in the donation bag. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong here. And the point is not to make the entire pile go away. The point is just to make the pile smaller. Because as we reduce the amount of clutter in our homes, we start to feel lighter and more peaceful and calmer, which is exactly what I am hoping for you. For this minute, we are going to head into your living room and we are going to declutter a flat surface. So that might be a coffee table or an end table or in front of your fireplace, wherever that might be, a flat surface in your living room. So here we go. So on this living room flat surface, we are once again looking for anything that is obviously garbage. Are there newspapers, magazines, catalogs, coupons, junk mail, anything that has piled up there that is obviously garbage? We're going to put that straight into the garbage bag. Is there anything there that maybe came from a restaurant, from takeout, or anything like that? It's going to go straight into the garbage bag as well. Now we're going to look and see, do you have multiples of things? Do you have 17 coasters on your coffee table? Maybe you don't need 17 coasters. Maybe keep your favorites and let the rest go. Do you have anything else on this table that doesn't belong? Are there mystery remote controls on this table that belong to things that you forgot you ever owned years and years ago? You don't know where the thing is, but you still have the remote. We're going to just throw that in the garbage. There is no right and wrong here. We're just letting things go and freeing up space. These horizontal surfaces in your home are prime real estate for clutter. And so we're just going to thin out some of that clutter right now and make the space feel more calm and peaceful. And that was it. Good job. For this next minute, we are going to look at the floor in your living area. I'm going to specifically be talking about throw rugs, but if you don't have throw rugs, you can just declutter something else that is touching the floor in your main living space. So here we go. So as always, we are first going to look and see, is there anything that needs to go straight into the garbage? We're looking at throw rugs. That's what I'm talking about specifically. But like I said, you can declutter something else if you like. I'm talking about throw rugs that are on the floor in the main living space in your house. Are there any that are rolled up or bunched up? Any that are curling to the point that you trip over them? Are there any that are frayed or faded or that you slip on? Any that you keep having to step over? Do you have too many of them? Are there any that you don't like anymore? It is amazing how much difference it can make just by removing one of those rugs, because that takes up a lot of space in your home and it draws your eye down to it. And so when you remove that rug that is no longer serving you, it makes the whole room look bigger and more open. It makes a huge difference and it only takes a few seconds. So anything that is touching your floor in this main living space that you no longer use or need or love, we're either donating it if it still has some good life in it, or we're putting it in the garbage bag. No overthinking, and you are doing awesome. For this next minute, we are going to work on home decor, specifically vases and candle holders and knickknacks, things like that. So I'll set the timer and I will talk you through it. Here we go. So we're going to go to wherever you might have these decor items, any sort of decorations. Are they on a shelf or on a mantle, on a hutch, or in a cabinet somewhere? We're just going to look and first scan that area and see, is there anything that's broken? Is there anything that you absolutely don't like? Maybe it was a gift and you never liked it. Maybe it holds memories of a time that you would rather forget. It is okay to just get that out of there. If it's garbage, put it in the garbage. If it's a donation, put it in the donations. That's the only decision that you have to make. Do you have a bunch of candle holders that are kind of dusty and shoved to the back of a shelf somewhere? Do you have multiple vases and maybe you only use one or two? We're just going to pull out all of those duplicates and all of those extras. We're going to free up that space for you right now. We're making some really quick decisions here. This is about progress, not perfection. So it's okay if you don't do it all in one day. We're only spending 1 minute on this area, but you can see some major wins just by spending 1 minute at a time decluttering one specific category like this. And that was it. I am so proud of you. For this minute, we are going to work on CDs and DVDs. Now, if you don't have clutter in this area, maybe you have already donated your CDs and DVDs, that's fine. You can work on something else in your main living area. I will set the timer and talk you through it. Here we go. So for CDs and DVDs, we are looking for anything that is obviously garbage, anything that's broken, scratched, anything that is maybe missing the case. Do you have CDs and DVDs that you've only used once, or maybe you've not used them at all? I know when I was decluttering, I found a bunch that were still in the plastic. Clearly I didn't need them because I never had even opened them. So they went straight to my donations. So anything in this area of CDs and DVDs, maybe you have CDs and DVDs in your house and you no longer even have a player for them. So we don't need to keep the CDs and the DVDs if we no longer have a CD player or a DVD player. Maybe you stream your media now and that's totally normal. Times change, technology changes, and it's okay for our living space to change to reflect that. So we're just letting go of anything that no longer serves us, and we're doing it without guilt, without shame, without overthinking. We are freeing up this space in our lives so that we can live the life that we are meant to live now and not being burdened by all the stuff that we acquired in years past. Good job. I am so proud of you. Okay, we are getting started in the kitchen, and this is a good time to remind you that we are not cleaning and we are not organizing. So I'm not asking you to wipe things down or clean the kitchen. We're just removing excess stuff from the kitchen. And we're going to start with the kitchen counter. Here we go. Okay, on the kitchen counter, we are looking for anything that is obviously garbage. Anything like wadded up napkins or ketchup packets or soy sauce, anything that came with takeout or came from a restaurant, anything that doesn't belong on this counter. Is it an empty wrapper, an empty box of something, an empty bottle of something? It goes straight into the garbage bag. The kitchen counter can feel overwhelming, especially if you have a lot of stuff on it, and we are not here to clear it all the way off. We're just here to create a tiny little clear corner. So even if you only do one little space, that is huge progress, and it is something to celebrate. If there's anything on your counter that still has some life in it, but you don't use it and love it, now is the time to put it into your donations. So everything is going into the garbage or into the donations unless it is something that we use and love. We're making quick decisions here. This is not the time to beat yourself up. It's not here to be overwhelming. It is just here to be helpful for you. This timer, this whole process that we're doing is here to support you because you are doing better than you think you are. Okay, we are going to spend 1 minute decluttering your cups and your glasses. Maybe they're in a cabinet or on a shelf somewhere. I'm going to set the timer and talk you through it. Here we go. This is an area where things tend to accumulate and it seems like they multiply. As soon as you put them in the cabinet, all of a sudden you have like multiples of everything. Do you have way too many coffee mugs, way too many drinking glasses? Do you have your favorites that you reach for over and over and then you push everything else to the side? Well, what if you didn't have so much that you had to move out of the way to get to the ones that you actually do love? Most of us have way too many of these. So if there are any that are chipped or broken, any that you don't enjoy using, any that have bad memories for you. It's okay to let them go. Any drinking glasses, any cups in your kitchen that are extra, that you don't need, it's time to let them go. Maybe they came in a set, maybe they were a gift, maybe you thought you would use them and you didn't. It is all okay. There is no guilt or shame here. We're just removing the stuff that no longer serves you, and we're making progress together 1 minute at a time. You're doing better than you think you are, and I am so proud of all the progress that you have already made as we declutter together, and you are almost done. There you go. That was your 1 minute. Okay, for this minute, we are going to look at your cookbooks. Now, maybe you don't have a lot of cookbooks. That's fine. You can spend this minute working on the kitchen counter some more, or any other area in your kitchen that you want to focus on. But I'm specifically going to be talking about cookbooks. Here we go. So for cookbooks, a lot of people have a lot of these, and that's okay. It's totally normal. You get them as gifts. You buy them because you're on a kick and you think, oh, I'm going to cook this way. I'm going to try these recipes. And then maybe you don't like the recipes, or you change your mind, or you never even open the book. That is all okay. It is all normal. This is not about guilt or shame or what you should be doing or how you should be eating. This is about looking at your cookbooks and deciding, how many of these do I really use? Maybe you get your recipes online now. Or maybe you cook the same thing over and over and you have the recipes memorized. That's totally normal. If you have these cookbooks and you're not using them and you're not loving them, maybe someone else could use them and love them. Do you have a cookbook where you only use one of the recipes? Take a picture of that recipe and then donate the rest of the book. That is a great way to free up space in your kitchen. If you have any special ones, obviously keep those. If they're family heirlooms, definitely keep them. But chances are you have some cookbooks in your kitchen that you haven't used in quite some time, if ever, and now is the time to let them go. All right, that was your 1 minute on cookbooks. Okay, staying in the kitchen, we are going to work on the front and the sides of the refrigerator. Here we go. So the refrigerator door and the sides of the refrigerator, this is an area that over time can accumulate stuff, and sometimes we don't really notice it in the moment, but over time it can start to look really busy. So we're just going to scan this area and see, is there anything here that you are ready to let go? Do you have way too many magnets? Do you have broken magnets? Do you have sticky notes on there for things that don't matter anymore? Do you have old calendars for months that have already passed? Or maybe you have invitations for events that are already over that you didn't attend. Do you have flyers, reminders, coupons, anything that is stuck here on the refrigerator door? We see it all day, every day, so sometimes we don't even notice it until we actually go and look and say, wow, I don't need a lot of this stuff. So we're just going to see, what can you pull off of there, what can you get rid of, what can go into the garbage, what can go into the donation bin. We're thinning off this area because it is really going to make a big difference in your kitchen when you don't have so much hanging on your refrigerator. It makes the kitchen feel calmer and more manageable, and it makes a bigger difference than you might think. Okay, that was the refrigerator door and the sides of the refrigerator, and now we're going to look at the top of the refrigerator. If the top of your refrigerator is not accessible to you, either because you can't reach it or because the way that the cabinets are built, that's okay. You can spend this minute doing something else in the kitchen. Maybe you can keep working on the kitchen counter, or you can work on a kitchen drawer. But I'm going to talk for 1 minute about the top of the refrigerator. So here we go. The top of the refrigerator is an area where we put things and then we tend to forget that they are there. So it's kind of where stuff goes to die. We put it up there, it's out of sight, out of mind, and we most of the time forget that we even owned it. So whatever is up there is probably very dusty. And chances are you haven't seen it in a while, which means you haven't used it in a while, which means maybe you don't need it. So are there empty boxes up there? Are there bags up there? Are there small appliances that you never reach for, or dishes that you hardly ever use? If it is obvious garbage, we're putting it in the garbage. If it is something that still has some good life left in it, we're putting it in the donation bag. This is one of those areas of your house that you don't really think about it because it tends to be out of sight for most of us, but your brain knows that that clutter is there, and so it's still registering as clutter, and when you remove it, the whole room feels lighter, even if it's not something that you tended to think about before. So we're just making some quick wins here. Even if you get rid of one thing from this area, that is a huge win. We're going for progress, not perfection. And that was it for the kitchen. Good job. Believe it or not, you are halfway through the video. We have already done 10 out of the 20 categories, and you are doing amazing. By now, you should have some stuff in your garbage and some stuff in your donations, and every little bit of progress counts. So for this next section, we are going to go to wherever you keep your vitamins and supplements. That might be your kitchen, it might be your bathroom or a closet, might be a shelf or a bin or a basket somewhere. Doesn't matter, wherever you have these things, that's where we're going to go next, and I will talk you through it. Okay, for vitamins and supplements, this is one of those areas where we buy stuff with the best of intentions. And maybe you have bottles in here of things that you bought and you thought you were going to take them and you never did. Maybe they've been in there so long that they're expired and they're no longer good. It doesn't matter. We are letting go of the guilt and the shame and we're just releasing the stuff. I know you spent money on it and I know it's hard to let go of something that you spent good money on. But if it's opened, it's really hard to donate these things. Most places won't take an open bottle of a supplement or a vitamin, so it's okay to just let them go. And along with it, let go of the guilt and the shame and the should have and could have of what you did or did not take. Maybe you bought it with the best of intentions. Maybe you took it or you didn't. Maybe you forgot about it. It doesn't matter. It's okay to let it go and free up the space in your life. Everything that you get rid of as we declutter together is giving you the life that you want because it is freeing up space, making room for what really matters to you now instead of what you thought would matter when you bought the stuff. Good job. For this next minute, we're going to work on the bathroom counter. If you have multiple bathrooms in your house, just pick one, meet me there, and we will declutter the bathroom counter for 1 minute. Here we go. On the bathroom counter, just like with everything else, we are looking for obvious garbage. Are there empty containers there? Empty toothpaste tubes, things of makeup that are used up, or lotion, or shampoo, or hairspray, or sunscreen. It's amazing how much stuff just accumulates on this flat surface in the bathroom. This is a surface where we use it every day, but sometimes we just stop noticing all the things that have accumulated there. So now is a chance to bring some awareness to it and look at that bathroom counter and ask yourself, is there anything here that's empty? Anything that's used up? Anything that I don't like anymore? If I'm not using it every day or every week or at least every month, it is okay to get it out of this bathroom. It's going in the garbage or in the donations if it's something that I no longer use and love. So be very gentle with yourself as you do this because again, you've spent money on this stuff and I know it's really hard to let go of things you spent good money on, but we are freeing up space and we're doing it without guilt and without shame, clearing off space for what really matters and making your bathroom a more enjoyable place to get ready in the morning. You are doing so amazing and I am so proud of you. Let's keep going. For this next minute, we are going to work on a bedroom, whichever bedroom you choose, and we're going to specifically work on the bedroom floor. So here we go. On the bedroom floor, this is an area where things just tend to accumulate. They just land there. Maybe you didn't have a chance to deal with it, and that's okay. We're going to just take a look now and see, is there anything here that is obviously garbage? Anything that can go straight into the garbage bag? Something that's broken? Are there any papers there that we don't need anymore? Anything that you don't use and love? Maybe you tried on clothes and they didn't fit and you just threw them on the floor and there they still are. Now is the time to grab them and put them in the donation bag. If you already know that they don't fit you and you don't use them and love them, it is okay to let them go and donate them. We're just getting rid of some of this obvious physical stuff that is on the bedroom floor. This physical clutter in our homes, it actually sends stress signals to our brain, and that is especially true of clutter that is on the floor. Because if it's on the floor, it is constantly drawing your eye downward and it's dragging you down, even if you don't realize it. It's sending these signals to your brain, and so we're just trying to remove some of that clutter and make this bedroom feel more calm and peaceful, which is exactly what you want in a bedroom. Staying in this bedroom, we are going to look at the top of the dresser, and if there is no dresser, then you can look at the top of the nightstand or any table or flat surface that is in this bedroom. Here we go. As always, we are looking for obvious trash. A lot of times people will have wadded up tissues or stretched out hairbands or things like that on the nightstand or on the dresser. These are things that you walk past every day. Maybe you haven't had a chance to deal with them, or maybe you've even stopped noticing that they were there. We're getting all the obvious trash out of here and putting it straight into the garbage bag. Then we're going to look and see, are there any duplicates here? Is there anything that I have too much of or that I actually don't like using, I don't like even looking at anymore? Maybe there are little decorations or knickknacks in this area and your tastes have changed. That's okay. It's okay to let go of something and say, my tastes have changed. I no longer like this thing. There's no shame in that. We're just reducing the amount of stuff in this bedroom, because when there is less stuff for your eye to look at, your eye can settle a little bit better and the whole room will feel more calm and more peaceful, which again is exactly what we want in a bedroom. So we are removing even just one or two things during this minute. That is a win. It is about progress, not perfection. And you are doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. Okay, now we're going to go to wherever you keep your clothing, and we are going to specifically look at pants. So that's probably in a closet, maybe in a drawer, but I'm going to talk you through decluttering just some, not all, of your pants. Here we go. Okay, this is an area where it can be a little tricky for some of us because maybe we have changed sizes, maybe we're not happy with the size that we are, and so sometimes it can feel like a defeat to give up the pants that you've been trying to fit back into. But here's the truth. Every time you look at those pants, your brain is receiving this signal of, why didn't you fit back into these? Why aren't you using these? Why aren't you wearing these? Why are you the size that you are instead of the size that you want to be? This is not about the size that should fit you. This is about the size that actually does fit you right now. So we are removing pants that don't fit. Are they too big, too small, stretched out, too loose? Do they ride up in weird places? Doesn't matter. These are pants that we don't enjoy wearing, pants that don't fit. They're going straight into the donations if they still have some life left in them, or if they are completely worn out and stretched out, you can put them right into the garbage bag. No guilt, no shame, no second guessing. You deserve to have a closet that fits your current body, and your clothes are there to fit you and not the other way around. So that was 1 minute on pants that don't fit. Now we're going to spend 1 minute on shirts that you don't like. Here we go. Shirts. Ugh, so many. There are so many shirts, right? Chances are when you open your closet, there are a lot of shirts in there. And maybe there are a lot of them that you don't really enjoy wearing. Maybe it's the wrong fit, the wrong color. You bought it and thought you would wear it and you didn't. It was a gift and you didn't like it. Whatever the reason, maybe it's out of style, whatever. We're getting rid of shirts that you don't like, the ones that you don't reach for, the ones that maybe have a layer of dust on them because you haven't worn them in so long. When it comes to shirts, I like to use what I call the hospital rule. Imagine that you had to rush to the hospital right now to be with a loved one, and you needed to call a friend and say, hey, can you go into my closet and get me a change of clothes? Would you be able to tell that friend, go into my closet and just grab me a shirt? Or would you have to say, I need you to sift through 90% of my shirts because those are the ones that I don't like, and then reach for this one specific shirt? It doesn't make sense that we keep all of these things that we don't use and love. So it's time to let them go, either to the garbage or to the donations. And you did it. I am so proud of you. That was 1 minute on shirts. Okay, for this next minute, we are going to declutter swimsuits and cover-ups. If you don't have a lot of swimsuits and cover-ups, you can work on something else, maybe exercise clothes, or maybe just keep working on shirts. But I'm going to talk for 1 minute about swimsuits and cover-ups. So here we go. Now, this is an area that can be a sensitive issue for a lot of people. I know trying on swimsuits is not the favorite thing. The good news is we're not trying them on. We're just making quick decisions because we only have a minute. We don't have time to try stuff on. I encourage you to speak kindly to yourself and about yourself as you look at your swimsuits. So this is not the time to beat yourself up or berate yourself for the way that you look or the way that things fit. We're just looking at the swimsuits and asking ourselves, do I still love this? Do I still wear this? Does this still fit me? Is there anything in this drawer or wherever you keep your swimsuits that is stretched out, that is faded? Maybe the elastic doesn't hold in all the things that it should anymore. Now's the time to let it go. If you don't love it, it's okay to let it go. I know this is a really hard one for a lot of us because swimsuits, again, are not the favorite, but we're just looking at this area and deciding, what can I let go of and what do I actually want to keep? And by thinning out the stuff that you no longer use, that doesn't serve you, you're making space in your life for what you do enjoy. And I am so proud of you for the progress that you're making. Okay, now we're going to talk about bras and underwear. Here we go. So these are things that we use every single day, but they're easy to overlook. So we're going to take a look at this area and we are going to ask ourselves, are there any bras and underwear here that we no longer use and love? Maybe they're too big, too small, coming unraveled. Maybe we don't like the color. We don't like the fabric or the way that it feels. Maybe they have straps that dig or wires that poke or whatever. If it's uncomfortable and you don't wear it, it's okay to let it go. Chances are you have your favorites and you reach right past all of those other ones to get to your favorites anyway. There's usually a reason for that. There's a reason that you're not reaching for those other ones. And so we're letting them go because you deserve to feel comfortable in the things that you wear closest to your body every day. This is not about having less. This is about having better. It's about keeping the things that you love and letting go of the rest. We're freeing up room for what actually matters and letting go of everything else. You are almost there. You are doing amazing. We've got 3 more seconds on bras and underwear, and I am so proud of you. That was it. Good job. Okay, we only have 2 categories left, but first, if you have gotten any value out of this video, will you please click that subscribe button? It lets me know that you enjoyed this video, and it also helps other people to find it. I want to help as many people as possible, so thank you so much for subscribing. Let's keep going. Okay, next we are going to go to wherever you keep your flashlights, your light bulbs, and your batteries. A lot of people keep these all together. If you don't, that's fine. You can just pick one of these: flashlights, light bulbs, and batteries. Here we go. So this is a really simple category, but it makes a big difference because this is something that when you need it, you usually need it right away. A flashlight, a light bulb, or a battery. And so you want to make sure that the ones that you have are in good repair. So that's why the first thing we're going to do in this section is to look for any obvious garbage. Do you have burned out light bulbs here that somehow landed back in this space? Do you have dead batteries? Do you have the empty packages that the batteries or the light bulbs came in and the whole thing is just empty? Do you have flashlights where maybe you're missing the top or the bottom, or the flashlight just doesn't work at all? It's time to put all of that stuff in the garbage. We're not worried about keeping the things that don't work. We are trying to make sure that stuff that's in this category is what we actually need when we go to reach for it in the future. So this is about just removing some of that future stress. When you do need a flashlight, a light bulb, or a battery, you want to make sure that the ones that you have are there and that you don't have anything else cluttering up this space. It's really simple, but it makes a difference. And that was your 1 minute. Okay, this is our last minute together, and we are going to work on boxes that things came in, the original box. So here we go. So do you have a closet or a cupboard or some place in your home where you have the original boxes that things came in? Maybe it was your printer or a blender or a toaster or a TV, the original box, and you kept that empty original box. There are 3 reasons why people keep these things. They think they're going to need the box to return it, they're going to need the box if they move, or they're going to need the box if they sell it. And none of those are actually true. Most of the time you can return something without having the original box. If it's way past the warranty date or it's way past the return window, you don't need the box anyway because you're not going to return it. If you're going to move, you don't need the box either. I've moved 10 times in 10 years without having the original box for anything. So you do not need the original box. I've never had anything break in a move, even though I didn't have those boxes. And you don't need the box to sell something. I've sold tons of things online and no one has ever asked me for the original box. So this is one of those things that takes up a lot of space, but you do not need these boxes. And when you remove them, you are freeing up space in your life for what really matters, and that is what this is all about. You did it. You decluttered 1 minute at a time for 20 minutes straight, and I am so proud of you. If you made it to this point in the video, will you let me know by dropping your favorite blue emoji in the comments? That will let me know that you made it to the end and that you finished, and I will personally celebrate you. I read every single comment that I get. I read them myself. I don't have a team, and so I will reply to you personally and congratulate you on decluttering. I am so proud of you and the progress that you have made. Keep going. If you want to rewatch any of this video or watch any of my other 1 minute decluttering videos, I will put the link to the entire playlist in the description. And YouTube thinks that you might like this video next. I'll see you there.